I'd like to start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone. Also to you brothers, so they put no this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you brothers and sisters tuning in, Shalom. And you hearing the sound of the trumpet being sound by the brothers, okay, from the elders and apostles of great millstone all the way down to the likewise Akia that are there teaching on the highway and the byway, bringing out what? The word against this doggone wicked queendom, Mount Seir, Esau the Edomite, okay, the so-called white man who has been what? The oppressor of the children of Israel, Yarsharala, or so-called black Native Americans and Latinos. Okay, let's start off with the book of Jeremiah 49 and start with verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, Yahawashi, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And you can ask those questions because everything that this man is doing, okay, is being exposed, okay, out there on the highway and the byway. Okay, we can go into the headlines daily. Okay, we can mirror those with the scriptures, and we can see the path that Esau is taking. We know what he's going to do next. We know the path he's taking leading up to the microchip. Okay, the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Okay, we know that all these derailments, all of these calamities that are being engineered by the so-called white man, okay, is done into do what? To make sure that he can actually have the people in a situation that he's able to do what? Come up with a solution, okay, which is a wicked, evil solution that's not for anyone's benefit. And really what he's looking to do is he's looking to try to grab and scoop up as much of the children of Israel, okay, so-called black Americans and Latinos, okay, into his wickedness like that so that he can continue on in his wicked kingdom. But we know that this is not going to end. And this is why we blow that trumpet continuously every day and say, you know, you're a very stupid Sasquatch, Esau, because we can see what you're doing because the Lord has opened up our eyes to be able to see this and has also commanded us to go on the highway and the byway to testify against you. And it says, flee ye, turn back to our deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, will they destroy till they have enough? But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay, this man is a thief. He's a mass murderer, a rapist, a kidnapper. Okay, a very evil, wicked creation, okay, that the Lord has actually set up here on the earth, okay, given a great sword, okay, to rule in wickedness on this earth. And now the Lord has set up his man to go and do what? Prophesy against this doggone wicked man, okay, and let him know that his end is near, okay, and the only people that he's going to be able to, you know, subdue, okay, and destroy here, okay, is going to be the ones that the Lord does not want, okay, the 2/3 part of Israel, Yarsharala, so-called black Americans, Latino, and the rest of these nations that the Lord don't give two craps about. Okay, it says, leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus said the Lord Yahawashi, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. We have drunken of the cup, slavery and captivity, oppression. I mean, take a look at our lives right now. Okay, this is us who've drunken off the cup. We are the only one. We are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. No matter what they come out there, you know, you get these vocab Malones and all these other clowns that have nothing else to do but to go on YouTube and talk crap with no evidence to back it up scripturally. Okay, but you know, the men of the Lord deal with these men. Okay, because you know you have to go deal with them and all these other false prophets that are coming out there. Okay, they're being shown and exposed, okay, to be men that are not sent by Yahawashi, okay, to prophesy to this earth of the impending destruction and doom, and also to the hopefully lack of Yarsharala, Israel, so-called black Americans and Latinos. It says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So Esau, you are going to drink of what we drunk off. Okay, slavery, oppression, okay, brutality. Okay, you're going to get all of these things, but you're going to also get it double. And it says, for I have sworn by myself, said the Lord Yahawashi, that Basra, which is another name for the wicked kingdom of Edom, okay, shall be a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities therefore of shall be perpetual wastes, which is talking about Great Babylon, America, okay, which is the central focus of the end of time prophecies we see in the scriptures, okay. And what we have here, okay, is a man that has a world in his hand, okay, and you know he's tried to cover himself up, but every time he cover himself up, every veil is falls off for him. Okay, we unveil or uncover this whore, because this whore, okay, right now in great shame, okay, has lost her touch and deception base on this earth, and is no longer able to deceive the elect of Yarsharala Israel, or so-called Blacks, Americans, and Latino. But this man can and does deceive the 2/3 of Yarsharala Israel, okay, by means of all of his sorceries and his promises and in his ways of life that is very pleasing to those who desire the carnal lifestyle. This is the book of Isaiah 3, 7 verse 9. It says, "The shore of the continents doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves." Now, you take a look at this picture here, what you see here. This is LeBron James, and it says, "Me 3 black men in LeBron James business circle." And it says, "I am so grateful and blessed that we found each other." Now, you take a look at this pose here. And I'm not going to even say anything about it, because you should know exactly what this looks like, okay? And it said, and look at the other picture there with Steve Harvey. It says, "Money allows you to become more of who you really are," which is what? Wicked, okay? See, they're not using it for the purpose of maybe helping a brother or a sister, or for the purpose of, just pay your bills and just live within your means. They really seek daily, and their desire is to be like their oppressor, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. And it says, what did he say here? Money allows you to become more of who you really are. Okay, Steve Harvey, and they have some number right there. And it goes into this man. Okay, now if you know his history like that, he literally came on many times on the television and go, "Hey, white man, give me a chance," and all the other stuff like that. So this is a complete sellout coon. Okay, these dudes are all, they all got wealthy because why? They've all had to do things that are what? Like sodomitis. Okay, and this is the reason why it says, "The show of their conscience of witness against them, they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not." Why? They're engaged with the so-called white man, okay, who is a natural sodomite. Okay, and this is a very peculiar situation that we are here in Great Babylon, America. On one side, you have the righteous, okay, that are at risk. Okay, there's a double-edged sword here. You have the righteous, okay, that are the other end of Esau's sword. Okay, and Esau is waiting for that time that he's given the green light to come after us. Okay, to cast us out of our houses, and to cast us into those prison, into the court system, and label us as terrorists of the nation and their way of life. Anti this, anti that. Okay, and then the other side, you have the 2/3 that worship this man. They have the sword on their ass. So you see this judgment going daily. Okay, so there's a double-edged sword. Either way, whether you're a wicked Jake or you're a righteous Jake, the sword is on all sides. The sword is on both sides to come at us, and only the elect of Yarsharala, or so-called Blacks, and Americans, and Latino, is going to be saved from the set forth sword. Because why? As we're going to go into later, we can see, okay, this man hatred for us, okay, is a bloodthirsty one that is just unquenchable. Okay, and it says, "Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it should be ill with him, for the reward of his hand should be given him." Okay, here you go, Steve Harvey, them, they rich and all the other stuff, but at what cost? A cost of their salvation. Okay, they choose to do what? These are the leaders here. These are the people that Jake, impressionable Jake, and I'm talking about the male and the female. Okay, look up to these people and they really believe that this is how it's supposed to be. Okay, you bow down, you bow down to your oppressor, you bow down to an inferior being like the so-called white man. Okay, and then you please him rather than trying to please your power. How about you? And it says, "Us for my people, children are the oppressor," which is Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, and women rule over them, which we can see. Most of these men are not doing this because they really need it. Most men can sleep in a cardboard box, but a woman won't. Okay, so because of that, a woman ruling over a man, because why? They're infeminine. I brought it out earlier. They're sodomites. Okay, that infeminine spirit that's here in that's dominant here in Great Babylon, America, in which this man is actually trying to perverse this or transverse this all across the earth. Okay, and so that spirit will give you make a man, okay, hand over his power to a woman. It says, "Oh my people, they which lead thee has caused thee to err and destroy the way of thy path." What is that path? The path of righteousness. Okay, the path of where you're supposed to be doing what? Have your focus on Yahawashi. And it says, let's go into the book of Jeremiah, because interesting when you look at this here, what you see here is a lot of crabs in the basket. Now you always say the saying like, yeah, crab, just like crabs in the basket, nobody let nobody out. Now interesting when you look at this, you're going to see what Edomite hand goes in there to go scoop out the crab, because why? Jake, okay, in the world, okay, is like a crab in the basket, very, very, very vulnerable to Esau, deceptive ways, and also what Esau has intention to do to Yarsharala Israel, so-called Blacks, Americans, Latino, which is what? Pure wickedness, rape, pillage, murder, all the other things that are anti-Yahamashiach. Okay, and this is the book of Jeremiah 4:22. It says, "For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sought assuring. They have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good. They have no knowledge." Why they don't have any knowledge? Because again, if you're like in this situation here in the crowd in the basket like that, listening to the murmur, okay, from another doggone unwise person, okay, and in particular if you're being led by these men like LeBron James and Steve Harvey, okay, who will let you know, okay, hey, you should bow down to the devil, the so-called white man who has a two-edged sword, to persecute the righteous, okay, of Yarsharala Israel, and to persecute the unrighteous of Yarsharala Israel, okay, yet still they're blind, they're not seeing this stuff like that. So guess what? Esau steps inside and he scoops them out at will, because why? This is what he can do. This is the book of Psalms 62:10. It says, "Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them." We can see perfect examples of this, okay? When you look at these rappers, them, okay, I think it was the elder brother Menactus that bought a video that talked about what 250 of these rappers are dead in just 1 year, okay, and those are the ones that the more famous one that we know of. Clearly trusting into this man is what? Is not something that you want to set your heart to, because why? This man, as we describe, okay, in the book of Jeremiah 49, okay, and starting with verse 10, okay, and we're going to skip up here, and it says, actually verse 9, it says, "If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, would they will destroy till they have enough?" Okay, Esau is an excessive, greedy, okay, evil man. Okay, and so would you trust a thief? Would you trust a man that is excessively greedy? Okay, so that's why it says, Psalm 62:10, "Trust not in oppression, become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them." You're getting your riches from the doggone man that is a robber. Okay, he's robbed you of your soul, your salvation. He's trying to rob you of your salvation and your soul. He's trying to rob you, okay, of your inheritance, which is what the kingdom of heaven. Okay, this man is a natural robber. He did not get anything that he has right now, okay, through the sweat of his brow. He got it with the sword, okay? And we can look and we can see perfect example of this is when you trust into him. Take a look at this: the king, Michael Jackson; the queen, Whitney Houston; and the prince, okay? Okay? These very talented Jake were all put to death by who? Under very suspicious circumstances, okay, in pretty much the prime, the near end of the prime of their career, okay, in which they should have leave billions behind for their children or their offsprings or whatever the case is like that, or their family members or anybody that they choose to leave it to. But yes, so their estate went into what? Back into the hands of the Amalekites, okay. These so-called Jewish conglomerates who control the music industry, okay, which controls the minds and hearts of all the people that are focused on the carnality here in Great Babylon, America. This is Psalms 37:14. It says, "The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be upright in conversation." Now, you might look and say, well, none of these guys were poor. Michael Jackson wasn't poor. Whitney Houston wasn't poor. Prince wasn't poor. Yes, they are poor. Okay? When you consider the true wealth, okay, of our inheritance, okay, this is nothing. Okay? This man is giving you a promissory note made out of what? The trees that the Lord Yahawashi himself planted when he created the heavens and the earth. Okay? So this man doesn't have any true wealth. Okay? And what has happened? Okay? When we go and close out here in the book of Isaiah, okay, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, starting verse 12. It says, "The Syrians before and the Philistines behind, and they shall devour Israel with open mouth. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. For the people turning not unto him that smited them, neither do they seek the Lord of hosts, Yahawashi Me'ashai." Our people are never going to seek the Lord Yahawashi Me'ashai, even though Michael Jackson used to complain all the time about Sony, okay, and those record deals. Prince used to do the same thing to the point where he changed his name into what? Some type of symbol. Okay, the same thing with Whitney Houston. So behind the scene, okay, it was a horror show, even though they were going stage and they had to do it. Because why? That's why Prince, actually in the 1990s, mid-1990s, okay, how they shaved the word slave across his face. Okay, because why? He realized that he had given his body and his mind and his talent and his skill to Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, who is the doggone devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, but yet still they do not turn to, okay, and change their ways. They do not get out of Babylon. It says, "Therefore the Lord Yahawashi will cut off from Israel head and tail, branch and rush in one day," which of course is not going to be in one day, but over time when we take a look, we're seeing all of the people that we call celebrities. One of us that we know we quote unquote like to say made it, okay, it's being what? cut off. Okay, no matter how great they are, you think that if you're a rich chick that you would live a long time. You would think that you would have a great life and be happy. The rest of us are all living in poor. Okay, we're at the bottom of society. We can barely make ends meet. Okay, you'd think that these men and women that are up there would do that, but no, they're slaves. They're what? They're the ones that Esau is oppressing. Okay, and really persecuting out there, because why? We have that double-edged sword. One end of that sword is to persecute the righteous, which is us, who go there and do the work of Yahawashi and Mashiach, and then the wicked of our people that goes out there and continuously try to follow the ways of the evil so-called white man. And it says, the ancient and the honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teaches lie, he is a tail. We see in what? You see today, right now, they could be considered the ancient Pharisees, known as IUIC, that are back here today in all the glitter and the glamour, and they have their leaders also too, and they have our people following into this carnality, okay, believing that the so-called white man, they're not calling on the proper Paleo-Hebrew name, Yahawashi, they're calling on Jesus and God and all of that stuff like that. So they're not doing the work, okay, that we are set up to go there and go do. They're working, okay, for their master Esau, the so-called white man. And it says, for the leader of this people caused them to err, and they that are led of them are what? Destroyed. And there you've seen it right there. Okay, they were destroyed. Okay, this is our people. Remember, when we go back and we look, okay, this is our people were like crab in a basket, and now they're in that pot, because guess what? This is what Esau do. He picked you out, he gave you exactly what your wicked heart desire, and then he destroy you. But he's doing all of that because that's how the Lord Yahawashi set it up. Remember, we do not give glory to Esau. We give glory to Yahawashi, because whatever wickedness that Esau does, guess who's behind it? Yahawashi. He controls everything, okay, that he's created. So with that, I'd like to close and give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash, double honor to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, also to you brothers that they're putting out this truth, faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep unto you brothers and sisters tuning in Shalom.